All right, guys. So what I want to talk about is Biggie's former manager, Wayne Burrow. He won a significant court battle in Delaware against Biggie's ex and the mother of his son, Faith Evans. Now, this is centering around Valletta Wallace, Biggie's mother. Before she passed away, she had a trust set up, and it controls a portion of Biggie's royalties and different things like that. And Wayne Burrow, before she passed away, she granted him the sole executorship of her estate. So he controls her estate. But when money gets distributed, 25% supposed to go to Valletta Wallace, um, the company she set up, Faith Evans and the kids, they all get 25%. But that wasn't happening after Valletta Wallace passed. There's also another court battle going on, and I think CJ Wallace and them are contending um, the decision Valletta Wallace made before she passed away. What they're saying is that Burroughs like coerced Valletta Wallace into signing over for him to be sole executive of her estate. So they're contending that. So let me just read this and I'm going to give you my thoughts. Biggie's longtime former manager, Wayne Burrow, won a significant ruling against Faith Evans. Burrow is serving as a trustee of the trust created by Biggie's late mother, Valletta Wallace, who died in February 2025. Shortly before her death, Valletta changed her estate arrangements and named Burrow as the sole trustee, replacing Biggie's son, CJ Wallace, in the role. The fight centers around Notorious B.I.G. LLC, the company created to control Biggie's intellectual property. Faith Evans and Valletta Wallace formed the company in 2007. After Valletta died, Faith became the company's sole manager, while Valletta ownership interest passed into the trust. Why there are millions involved here. So Biggie's estate entered a major partnership with Primary Wave Music involving approximately 50% of Biggie's publishing, recordings, and certain name, image, likeness rights. Reporting at the time, Biggie valued overall body of rights at more than $200 million, dollars, with Primary Wave transactions widely reported around $100 million range. Burrow alleged that Faith distributed the money of the deal to herself and Biggie's children, Tiana and CJ Wallace, while refused to recognize the distribution portion belonging to Valletta Wallace Trust. The actual amount allegedly withheld redacted in court filings. What has the judge decided here, folks? On August 7, 2026, the Delaware Court of Chancery granted Burrow's summary judgment on that major issue. The judge determined that Burrow, acting for Valletta Wallace Trust, is legally entitled to exercise the rights of the company to receive distributions connected to those interests. Faith's counterclaim was dismissed. This is a major, important situation here. The judge did not simply award Wayne Burrow Biggie's catalog personally. Burrow won the right on behalf to act on Valletta Wallace Trust to enforce trust financial ownership rights. According to the court reporting, Biggie's related company distributions were structured so that Faith Evans, Valletta Wallace, Tiana Wallace, and CJ Wallace each effectively had a 25% economic interest in distributions. Valletta's portion is now a piece of Burrow's control as trustee. There is another lawsuit, though. This story isn't completely done. This timeline is not completely done. It might come to a halt just temporarily. So Biggie's Children has a separate case in Pennsylvania challenging Valletta Wallace's decision to appoint Burrow. This is very important. They allege that Burrow improperly influenced Valletta Wallace near the end of her life. When she changed the estate documents, Burrow disputes those accusations. This creates two separate questions: Delaware and Pennsylvania. First, Delaware. Does Burrow have authority to exercise Valletta ownership rights in Biggie's company? In Pennsylvania, was Burrow properly appointed trustee or executor in the first place? Right now, Burrow has won in the state of Delaware that battle. The Pennsylvania fight remains important. Biggie's $200 million legacy is on. So you heard that. So we're just gonna have to wait and see what happens. But it's a lot of money at stake, as you know. And I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see the other court battle first, because the other court battle is gonna be very significant for Burrows. If he lose that, then he's probably gonna lose control of that 25%. And moving forward, that will be exchanged to Biggie's children. Let me be honest with you. Well, let me give you not be honest. Let me give you my opinion. I honestly think everything should be controlled by Biggie's children. That's just me personally. I believe they should control everything. I believe they should be the executive of all the estates, not some outside entity, man. I just don't think so. Because don't get me wrong, like that was his former manager and stuff. But I believe any proceeds or any benefit should go to Biggie's children. That's just how I see it. I could be wrong. But guys, drop a comment below. Let me know how you feel about this. Like, comment, share, subscribe, thumbs up, everything. Peace.